Hi, my name is Ragad, and this is my final project for Introduction to Philosophy. Today, I will be exploring a central question. What is philosophy? When I first entered this course, I thought of philosophy mainly as a collection of theories, historical ideas, and famous thinkers. However, through our lectures and the films that we saw, especially Groundhog Day film, I came to understand that philosophy is far more than an academic subject. It's a disciplined, reflective way of engaging with the world. Philosophy shapes how we think and how we question our assumptions, how we evaluate moral choices, and how we interpret human experience. It influences not only what we believe, but how we arrive to those beliefs. To deepen my exploration of this question, I also asked individuals to share their own understanding of what philosophy means to them. Here is what they had to say.
For me, philosophy is about learning to think more deeply about my life. At 21, I'm still figuring out my path, and taking the time to reflect really helps me make the choices that actually feel right for me. It's less about big theories and more about understanding myself, my values, my reactions, and the reasons behind them. What I appreciate is that it shows me I don't need to have everything solved. Asking good questions sometimes is way more important than having the perfect answers. It helps me slow down, look at things from a different perspective, and just be more intentional with how I live. So overall, this way of thinking actually acts as a guide for me right now. It keeps me grounded while I navigate through school, responsibilities, and the changes happening in my life. And it helps me grow into the person I'm trying to become.
What is philosophy? When I think of philosophy, the first thing that comes to my mind is asking the question why. To elaborate on that, I think philosophy is gaining a deeper understanding of anything, really. It could be a belief that you have. Let's take that as an example. You have a belief and you start questioning, well, why do I have this belief? And then after you've answered that question, you take a look at your response and you can question it furthermore to gain a deeper understanding of where that belief comes from, why you believe what you believe in. And so, I would say philosophy for me is just gaining a deeper understanding of the world by asking questions, by being curious, and by digging deeper. Thank you.
Hey, so let's chat about philosophy. At this point in my life, philosophy is like a chance to step back from the pressure and routine of everyday's work. I'm 28, and I've had enough experience to realize that life doesn't always follow a clear path. Taking time and always realizing that it helps to reflect, helps to understand what I value and how I want to move forward. What I appreciate most is that it encourages me to question things, not in a negative way, but in a way that, helps me stay true to myself. It makes me look at situations from different angles and remind me that growth often comes from being open to new perspective. And also for me, this kind of thinking creates a sense of clarity. It helps me making decisions with more confidence and live in a way that feels meaningful. Instead of just going through the motion, and that way it's becoming something that quietly supports me as I build the life I want. And the more experience that I go through, the better it becomes. Philosophy is a topic that could be discussed in many ways and shapes, and this is just a small particle of how could it be explained, and that's all for me. Thank you.
After listening to these perspectives, I realized that philosophy cannot be confined to a single definition. Based on what I learned this semester, I would define philosophy as the art of living an examined life. Philosophy connects ethics, politics, and metaphysics, demonstrating how our beliefs shape our actions and how our actions shape the world. It reveals the second movie behind everyday experiences, just like in Groundhog Day, where the comedy becomes a lesson in virtue, reflection, and self transformation. So, what's philosophy? It's the continuous effort to understand ourselves, others, and the meaning of our lives. Thank you for watching my film.